1, 2, 3, 4.
What's going on, everybody? It's Friday night, and we have our Week 5 NFL Live show coming at you with my man Sidekick Picks. How are we feeling tonight, Side?
Pretty good. Interesting to start doing this on a Friday night. So,
yeah, and appreciate everybody who tunes in tonight. A little schedule change. Just things pop up throughout the week that we end up can't do it on Sunday mornings. So nice to be a little flexible here and do it on a Friday night. We are enjoying some beverages as well. I can't say that I didn't make some picks under the influence, but hey, sometimes it gets your mind a little right. You get a little bit ballsy. You ever seen that graph that says if you find out the more you fuck around?
So what number are you at?
This is 2. This is only number 2. I'll be all right. I'll be good. But as always, this show is powered by props.cash. Make sure you guys tune in and get the promo code on the dot for 25% off their monthly subscription packages. We will go over all of our bets tonight, which is nice because it's Friday night, and we might get a better line that we have from Sunday morning. So that's the nice benefit of doing it on Friday. And it's not so wild and crazy every Sunday morning. Your mind's going buku crazy with all the different parlays going on, different types of prop bets you're thinking about, fantasy start sits. It's nice. We're relaxed. It's Friday night. We'll be here for probably 30 minutes or so. If you guys have any questions over props, spreads, totals, and also DFS, we will look into anything that you guys have for DFS as well. So we are ready to get going this evening. Little bit of a hiccup last stream. We did not do our best with our picks. However, this is a new week. Try not to dwell on the past, but we will recap it as we always do. So we went 2-4 last week, minus 2.8 units. The show is currently 12-12, minus 3.55 units. We are 4 weeks down. We got plenty more to go, so there's plenty of time to get this in the green. We nailed the Chubb longest rush. Nailed the Reynolds. I even had it at 48.5. I told everybody because it was Sunday morning. It got to 53.5. I said, screw it. That's what I'll do it at and grade it at. And we got it nice and easy cash there. Pittman, man, he had 3 at halftime, and I swear he was on his way to cashing that, and then didn't catch a pass in the second half. So that was a little frustrating there. And then our collab with Breece Hall. That was a stinger.
Weekend.
That was a stinger.
I wouldn't, if you're following along with the show, don't get discouraged with all this red, because the thought going into this and the research going into it's there. Like, for example, Robinson had 6 carries in the first quarter,
and they were up 14-0,
and he ended with 8.
It's just wild.
That's insane. And Hall was right there, and Bateman got hurt. So, I still like those picks. It just didn't fall through for us.
Yeah, and if you guys are following along with any other shows, I hope they're recapping their weeks and showing their totals as well. We're as transparent as they come. So, if you follow us on VIP, a subscriber, or just in the show, we don't hide anything. We know our process. We know we are going to be successful long term. On that, let's get going with our Week 5 prop bets. We do not have any spreads or totals this week. I think you mentioned you were on the Ravens, but I don't think I officially put it on the card.
No, I just took 3 props for the show this week, but I do like the Ravens this week.
I do as well. So that'll probably be a play.
What is it like? Lamar's 5-1.
Yeah, the Bengals, they're little beat up. You know, I don't know. I really like this Ravens team. You saw that stat, this week that's kind of floating around. They've only been trailing for like 14 seconds this entire season, and they're 2-2. It's pretty freaking wild. I'm not concerned with that. Those guys are that group of that team is really, really good. So, all right, let's get into it. And as always, make sure throw your comments in there. And if you guys have any questions or you guys just want to say what's up, we'll shoot the shit with you guys for a while here. It is Friday night. Sidekick, kick us off here with your first play.
Yeah, so I'm going Dallas Goedert over 42.5 receptions. I think this line is super low. He's been one of Hurts' most reliable targets for the past couple seasons. He's already hit it in 3 of 4 games. He's getting over 5 looks per game. And the big thing that I really like with this prop is his receptions, like how long his receptions are. So he's averaging 23 yards for his longest reception. So if he's getting 5 targets and he's bringing in 3 or 4 of them, and one of them is 23 yards, we're pretty much right there for this one. So I like Goddard a lot this weekend.
Yeah, and as soon as Sidekick texted me this play, I was like, I literally just gave this out to my subscribers. So if you guys are tuning in, this is a nice play that we both like. I just didn't give it for the stream. However, we are going to give it on the stream, and I think this is up to like 46.5. If I'm looking at it now, I want to say it's 46.5. What do you advise people to do on that front?
I still like it. I'd probably play this up to at least 50.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll get up there. Let's see what it's currently at real quick. If anybody's got a book open, let us know. But let me look that up real quick.
So his last 6 games, he's gone 71, 80, or 92, 60, 82, 26, and 72. So I don't think there's going to be much difference between the 42, 46 range. So I would feel comfortable playing this to at least up to 50.
So it's 45.5 at minus 120.
That doesn't scare me.
I'm okay to even grade that here for the show too.
My projections have him at 53.
Yeah, so I think it's a great matchup. The Cardinals have been getting absolutely killed at the tight end position this entire season. Granted, they have played some really, really elite tight ends. You remember Kelsey just torching them week 1, and then multiple others since then. So really, really like this play. So Dallas Goedert up to 45.5, what it currently is. Definitely all over that. So let's get into my first play here. We're going to go back to the well here with CMC. We're going to take his receiving yards. And the reason for it, I know this 49ers defense is legit. That's why I'm not even going to touch his rushing yards or rushing plus receiving. I really think we're going to see the kitchen sink game here for the Panthers, and they have to win this game or make this game close for Matt Rule and Baker Mayfield. These guys are on their last straw, I think, especially Matt Rule. If Sam Darnold was healthy, I would think that there would be already a change at quarterback because Baker has been that pathetic behind center.
I'm very surprised at that, honestly. I thought Baker was going to have a little bit more of a chip on his shoulder and come out balling this year, but
man, I thought the exact same thing. I'm an Oklahoma fan. Got my father-in-law from Oklahoma, so I mean, I have a little piece of my heart for Baker, and it's just like I can't even defend him anymore. Like it's like Russell Wilson. Like the Broncos fans, they don't know him anything, and what they're saying is like, this is a joke. Like this is not good. What we paid for. This is not what we want, and that's kind of how we feel here with Baker. But in this game, it's a very, very good situational matchup for the Panthers to keep this game close. You had a big emotional game. The 49ers did with the Rams last week. got all in their face, absolutely shoved it down their throats, and now it's a letdown game. Really going cross country to Carolina. It's a good game that I think CMC could end up dominating from the get go, and especially through the air. And Baker was, he had 9 targets for him at 81 yards last week. I projected him more at 39. I could see him getting close to 50. Or even have a huge game like he did last week. I looked at his receptions, but I ended up going away from that. I think it was like 4.5, which could he hit that for sure? But I'm gonna say he breaks off a couple big ones here and cashes for us pretty easily.
I like yards better than receptions for him.
Yeah, so do I. Could he easily catch a couple? But I think he's very more productive when he catches the football. And then instead of, they're gonna get to the quarterback very, very quickly, so they're gonna dump off a million times. He's gonna be running routes. So all over this play here with CMC. So our third play here.
All right, I'm going Noah Fant under 22.5 receiving yards. So Noah Fant, I think he has a ton of talent, but unfortunately, he's not being used very much this year. He's about pretty even with a 50-50 split on snap percentage. We've been seeing Will Dissly kind of emerge a little bit more as Geno Smith's go-to tight end target. He has 3 touchdowns in the last 4 games. So here's the big kicker with Fant: 11 targets in 4 weeks. And the Saints defense is tough against tight ends. They're averaging 25 yards for tight ends. They shut down Kyle Pitts and they shut down Irv Smith. So the number 2 tight end shouldn't do better than those 2 guys. So I'm going under and for Noah Fant this week.
Yeah, and you wouldn't think. This Saints defense is legit. They're playing at home. They're always a little bit more rowdy here. I'm a big Noah Fant backer. I think he just doesn't get as much love as he's supposed to. He had a little bit of a fallout with Broncos after he got traded. You think he'd be the number 1 guy here in Seattle?
I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, but somehow Will Dissly is just a touchdown machine.
Yeah,
and they got to play him a little bit more apparently.
Yeah. So out of his 4 games this season, 16, 11, 27, and then 2. Is that what I'm looking at? Yeah. So he's not doing. If he's hitting it, it's barely going over. But I don't think he's going over against the Saint defense this weekend.
All right, and I got a question for this game for you, because this is a prop that I wrote down, I did not take, and those are usually the ones I'm still debating if I need to take it or not. Kamara is back. Do I take his receiving yards? It's at 27.5.
Oh,
I just feel like that's incredibly low for Alvin. Just incredibly low.
But the way they're using him this year is weird too.
And he's got that rib injury, and one tackle, one miss hit, and he's on the sidelines for the rest of the game. That's my only concern with it. If he said he's ready to roll, he said he's ready to get after it again, and I really like the Saints team here in this position, and Kamara's got to be part of the game plan from the get go. 27.5 is incredibly low, but I do think there's much more risk in this game than not. So I have not taken that yet. If I end up taking it, I will tweet it out. Make sure you join the free Discord as well. I'll probably tell everybody in there as well.
Is Winston back?
No, it's going to be Dalton. Dalton's starting. There's no Thomas. Landry's questionable. So he could get a bunch.
That line is, that's a smash line in the past, and we're debating 27.5. So he has 11 targets this year and only 5 catches.
Yeah.
And a total of 19 yards.
Unbelievably low for Alvin. Anybody that came into the season, you saw his ADP go through the roof after he wasn't supposed to be suspended this year. But man, that's something I'm looking out for, and I have not taken it yet. I have it circled. I have it on my whiteboard next to me. I just have not taken it yet, but I'm deeply, deeply thinking about it. So let me know in the comments if you guys would go ahead and take it. If not, or if not, for what reason. So I'd love to hear from you guys here. If you guys are on Twitch or YouTube, you guys can comment. If you guys are watching on Twitter, just reach out to us or DM us or whatnot, and we'll answer any of your questions as well. All right, let's get into my second play. And this is a little disgusting, but I love it. I'm a Rams fan. I've seen this backfield shape out. It is disgusting. I was on Akers over 36.5 rush yards for the free play. I put it out for the world to see, and I got absolutely hammered on it. It was bad. He got like 11 or 13 yards on 8 carries. It was horrible. However, that was the stout 49ers defense ready to come after him. McVay has come out and said he is going to establish the run game even further. I know this offensive line is very, very injured, has problems, but McVay is a coach that has to have the run to be successful. He has to. All of his play schemes can't keep going through Cooper Kupp. They have to go through play action, but through play action, you got to set up the run. So Akers, they want Akers to be the guy. It is very clearly that he's going to be. He has out-touched Henderson 35 to 21 since week 1. I really, really think this is a good spot here to get 12 carries out of Cam Akers, who should be up at home versus the Cowboys and Cooper Rush. Lamb is questionable to play in this game. They might be able to get up early and feed Henderson and Akers a healthy amount here. What do you think about this play?
I can see it. He's gone over twice so far this year, and with Dallas so far this year, they've given up some big chunks of yardage versus certain running backs. So
yeah, and
Saquon ran all over him, and
yep.
So I can definitely see him kind of getting going and hitting this mark.
That was a thing, too, against the 49ers. They didn't get much rolling. And when that happens, I know this team. And if they don't get things rolling first off, they try to keep going back to it. But, man, they shut it off and just say, screw it. We're going to throw it to Cooper Kupp a million times. But I don't think that's going to be the case this particular week. Really like Cam Akers here. Over 11.5 rush attempts. So taking that for 1 unit. All right, here. Take it away, Side.
So I'm going Debo over 4.5 receptions. Dot and I talked about his receiving yards last night. We felt like this one was a little better than his receiving yards. I do like his receiving yards. I actually have it projected. I think the number was, like 55? And I have his projections near 70. So I like his receiving yards, but I think this is a better play. And the main reason is because of Jeff Wilson. Jeff Wilson has taken over this backfield. He's been very good when he touches the ball, which is allowing Debo to play wide receiver more. In the past couple games, we haven't seen him run the ball as much as we have in the past. So they definitely want to get this guy involved in the offense. So we're going to see more touches from him at the wide receiver spot. So I like him over 4.5 receiving yards this week.
Yeah, and Jimmy G loves him. And you kind of saw everyone say before the season, there's no way Debo is going to keep up with that elite usage that he had because Trey Lance was the quarterback. No one thought Jimmy G was going to be in the picture. Boom, Jimmy G comes back, and Debo just skyrockets with his value because he thrives off of Jimmy G, the way he is using that offense there. And I liked your point of Wilson being very, very productive out of the backfield because then they don't run Debo as much as they normally would have. They'll throw those little.
What do you have? 2 carries last week?
Yeah, 2 or 3. But usually they just throw that little bubble screen and boom, he goes.
Yeah.
And that's where you can get those receptions and rack those up. So I really, really like that. And the way I'm thinking about this game, if it's closer than people think, Debo is going to be involved easily.
And Carolina's secondary is one of the worst secondaries in the league. So
that's very true.
I think Debo is going to have a monster game.
What do you think about George Kittle? The guy's a ghost now.
So I saw his line is at like 37 for receiving yards. I kind of want to take the under. I saw some people already putting out there take the over on it, but they're using him as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, it's not
He's
ideal.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't gone over 30 yards once this year. 9 targets, 6 catches. So
It's wild. But I think his usage will come back again.
it
Jimmy
should, but
Jimmy G, it'll be fine. Let's go to my last player. We got Dalvin Cook over 76.5 rush yards, minus 115. 1 unit play here. This is a smash spot for the Vikings. If you are playing in Survivor, go ahead and take them in Survivor. I know the Bills are a very, very popular team. The Bucks are a very, very popular team. I'm still deciding on my Survivor team, but this Vikings team should end up dominating this Bears team that has shown absolutely no way to move the football here in 2022. It looks like they're back in the 1960s running their offense with the least amount of pass plays of all time. The low prop totals from Justin Fields. It's just all types of bad in Chicago. And they have just let guys run loose on them all season long. Give up the 3rd most rush yards to running backs this season. It's basically if someone is up against the Lions, the Seahawks, or the Bears, play their running backs. Those, especially in DFS, in the rushing attempts, their yards, whatever it may be. You saw Penny absolutely go out loose on the Lions. You've just seen so many people abuse this Bears team as well. Positive game script always helps here. I got him closer to about 85, 86 in this game, and I could see him breaking over 100 and having that breakout game, as I'm not too concerned about his shoulder injury. What do you think about this play?
I absolutely love this play. I was going to take this last night. I didn't for some reason, but I do like this play. I was looking at his carries last night too. It's at 17.5. I can easily see him getting 20 carries this weekend, especially since the Bears defense is terrible against the run. So love Dalvin Cook. He's probably going to score this weekend too. So I
What's
like
his anytime. Let's see.
I don't know.
Let me look. Anytime. Minus 160. So yeah. You would think he would get in, but minus 160. Ugh.
Good parlay piece.
What's
Or what I used to do in the past with him was I would take him to score first half.
First half, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Or 2 touchdowns plus 320. There you go. All right, so let's recap real quick, and then we'll head over to props.cash and look over some of these plays with you guys. So Goddard, 42.5, all the way up to what it's currently at 45.5. Again, I made these last night, so that's why they change a little bit. CMC over 36.5 receiving yards. Noah Fant under 22.5 receiving yards. Cam Akers over 11.5 rush attempts. Debo over 4.5 receptions. And then Dalvin over 76.5 rush yards. I'm going 3 running backs this week. I noticed that as I was just scanning through that. I'm like, crap, I didn't go anywhere, any receivers, any tight end. But I guess I'm all over the running backs this week. What do you think?
Hey, if it works this week, you got to keep going.
I got to. Maybe I just know that position pretty well. All right, let's go over to props.cash. Let's just look at the first one that we had, which was crap. What was that? What was the first one we had?
Goddard.
That's what we got. Goddard against the Arizona Cardinals, which I think this is going to be a very competitive game. I think the Cardinals at home, I know they have a rap for being I'm off this game, but I think it's going to be close. And I would lean the Cardinals here, thinking that they could figure out their first half for the first time for the whole year. I mean, their first half is abysmal. It's like I'm watching the Chicago Bears, the Broncos, the Colts, and then you watch the Cardinals in the first half. You're like, what is going on? This is brutal. Let's look. We got rushing. We got receiving.
See, this week for
Goddard.
For game spreads,
Ooh.
they're a little crazy, I think. I think this week is one of the hardest weeks to read so far.
Really? I've got
because you have some good
subscribers.
spreads like with the Bills, they're -14. Like there's some decent spreads like that Eagles game. I think was 5 or 6.
Yep. The Bills as double-digit favorites absolutely smash. They have like an average like cover or points differential, whatever it is, like 14.5. They just smash when they're double-digit favorites. But don't sleep on Kenny Pickett. He's going to sling it, and I'm excited to watch him. But as you see here, we got Goddard. This is from last season right here. Last 5 games, he has gotten 73.2 receiving yards. And then you scroll down, you got a bunch of this is Marquise.
Yeah, I was gonna say that line's kind of high.
Hold on.
Is that 64?
I literally clicked Goddard. There you go.
There we go. That looks better.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? We got 3 of the 4. I swear, I've only had 2 drinks. 3 of the 4 this year, 1 last year, and then you can scroll like last 10. You can see versus Arizona, he has not played them, but you can look at the receiving yards against Arizona here to the right, which is a great tool because then I don't have to look through any million box scores like I normally would have. You can just see them plain and simple right there. You can see Higbee's gone over. There's not a tight end that really sticks out for the Panthers, but you had Higbee. Waller was a surprise miss here, but then you had Kelsey go for 121
too.
Yes, line was definitely higher at 60.5. So, but he still had 50. So they've let all 3 tight ends over 50 yards. So that's why we're really, really liking this Goddard play. And then you can see offensive snaps that they play. So he's played 90% of the snaps. He's on the field majority of the time. Another reason why you should target these guys. And then you see targets. So, he caught 5 of 6. He hasn't seen the crazy targets that he did last year because AJ Brown's there, plain and simple. He's gonna have most of those targets there. But Goddard has been very, very efficient with his. So I don't think it stops this week with a great
there,
matchup.
If you go down one more, the longest reception.
Yep, longest reception right here. So you can see. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's look at a couple more before we get out of here. And if you guys do have any final questions, you guys are looking at some props that you guys haven't taken yet. Love to hear from you guys. Throw them in the comments, and we will answer them on stream for you guys. Let's go CMC. Don't know if this will be friendly. There it is, 36. Yeah, so as you can see, it hasn't been friendly in the beginning, but the big game was last week, and I think they build off of that. So you can always look and see what they've done. That's not always the big picture of it. You got to look into those games as well. But this guy's elite. You're 9 targets. You're probably going to be somewhere between 5 or 6 each game, maybe close to 7. If they really want to get after these guys on Sunday, they're going to have to initiate CMC. He did have a long reception of 34. I would not be opposed to seeing maybe a 25 to a 27 yarder this weekend here. What was one of yours? What else we got? Oh, let's go with Debo. It was in the same game. So we come up here, we got receptions. As you guys can see here, Debo is a big part of the game plan, for sure.
Yeah.
Targets 7, 7, 6, 8, 7. As you guys can see, this tool, amazing. We use it in our research. We use it day in and day out. I mean, there's times where I wake up, get my ass to work, and this is one of the first things that I pop up at. Because, hell, I need to figure out how I'm going to make some money this week, And Props.cash is a great avenue for that. So if you guys do want to sign up with our promo code, we'd appreciate it. On the dot, you get 25% off of the monthly subscription. So if you guys have any final questions, throw them in the chat. Appreciate you guys tuning in on a Friday night instead of the Sunday morning show. We will retweet this throughout the weekend. Make sure people can see it and get our plays in. You got any final thoughts, Sidekick?
Hopefully we just do a little better this weekend. Last weekend was a little rough, but that's part of it.
I feel like we're just like due for a sweep, a massive
right there.
sweep. Yeah. I mean, I think we're on the cusp. We're on the cusp of a big week. Turn this ship around. We're going to get back into the green and never look back. So
Hey, I hit a 10-legger last night.
see,
So
there we go. Easy enough.
keep rolling.
Easy enough. 10 legs. It's no big deal. So, all right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, if you guys have any questions, DM us or join the free Discord in the description on our link tree on Twitter or the description below on YouTube. So with that, we are going to get up on out of here. Everybody else enjoy their Friday night and let's cash some tickets on Sunday. See you guys.
So, yep.